Avengers Infinity Wars. Just a warning, guys. This is a spoiler review. I'm dropping spoilers all throughout this fucking review. Spider-Man dies, Black Panther dies, but not really. Yeah, let's get into it. Infinity War. Yes, this was an epic film. This was an epic film. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange was great. Iron Man was great. Spider-Man was great. I kind of feel like Captain America was a little underutilized, um, along with the rest of Wakanda. The whole Wakanda stuff didn't really resonate with me as much as Titan did. The battle on Titan was um, Wakanda wasn't a bad fight. There's just a lot of like big big army fights. We normally see these in normal comic book movies, comic book films. I'm just kind of over that big, fight, the big army shots. I like a more personable fight, like Thanos. Um, so yeah, like all these characters are like split off in their own little sections. Thor's getting his axe forged. That was cool. It went on a little long for me. Peter Dinklage is great. Um, yeah, it's just I can nitpick the shit out of it. I'm sure I will eventually. Um, but yeah, dude, like they did some shit in this movie just to piss people off, like killing Spider Man and Black Panther. Why would they even bother doing that? Because we know it's not the case. They're not really dead. So as soon as that shit happened in the movies, I was like, the stakes kind of lowered for me a bit. I'm like, it's all right. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, Avengers. Shit happens, bro. Shit happens. Watch the movie. I've been watching tons of spoiler reviews all over YouTube, and they're all basically saying the same shit. Going over the movie. And that was rad. That was rad. Uh, it was Thanos' movie. It was and it wasn't, because I finally actually, you know what? I'll talk about Gamora. Gamora is probably the most slept on character in Guardians and probably the MCU in general. She's Thanos' daughter, so. And that was my main complaint about Guardians 1. I was like, why aren't we seeing Thanos and Gamora's backstory more? Why aren't we seeing that relationship? Because we're having to hear it from, like, Nebula's side, like, taking Nebula's word for it. Like, oh, he was this, and he did this, and, like, he did this. And it's like, okay, well, let's see that shit. And we did see that. We do see that in Avengers Infinity War. We see him on Gamora's planet, wiping out her people. We've seen Titan. We've seen his planet Titan. We see how his mindset about him balancing the universe. And some people don't like the change of backstory. Oh, he's not in love with death. It's like, man, get over it. Like, this is a new story from the movies. It is what it is. Go. Um, he was dope. I don't know if he was the best villain of the MCU. Um, I think Loki is probably the best villain just because he's more established and he's had more time to breathe as a character. So it just feels more, you know, uh, it feels more organic, I should say, because we've seen him develop. So when Loki actually dies, if he dies, he probably is dead. Then that's kind of too bad, man. He had a good run. Like, I always think they underwrit Loki for a minute because I just had an argument with my buddy. I was like, so Doctor Strange is stronger than Loki. He's smarter than Loki. Like, how much older is Loki? I always thought Loki would have the one up on people because he's got more experience. Like Thor, he's like 1,500 years old or something. Um, so when Doctor Strange was punking him in Thor Ragnarok, I'm like, why is Doctor Strange punking Loki? I'm like, they seem to have not underwritten, but just depowered Loki a bit in these films. And that's why when Thanos chokes him out, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, there's no way Loki would think a knife to the neck could kill Thanos. It just doesn't make sense. Like, just to me, I mean, that wasn't a Loki. That wasn't a Loki move. I think he tried to get out of that situation by trying to go to Earth with the Black Order. I'll talk about the Black Order. Um, and it didn't work. So he's like, well, shit. What am I supposed to do now? It's kind of a fucked up situation. I don't think he realized. how bad. Well, he realized how bad of a situation it was. It's just like fuck. He didn't have that reaction time, and luckily Hulk got out of it. But I'm gonna talk about the Black Order and Hulk in a sec. So the Black Order, they were dope, man. I really don't remember all their names, and that's part of the issue. I wanted the Black Order to be introduced in an earlier Avengers movie, or maybe a Guardians film, to kind of just bring up the characters a bit, so we know who they are before this movie. Because they're kind of just Thanos' like henchmen, so it's like, they're cool. They did their jobs, like disposable villains. Um, and Hulk. Okay, let me get to the Hulk thing right here. Hulk's one of my favorite characters. The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton's one of my favorite MCU films. Let's let me get that out of the way. He is the Hulk. He's the badass Hulk. Okay, he's the rage that Bruce Banner experiences. So when the Hulk gets scared of Thanos, I don't know if I buy that or not, because Hulk's supposed to represent that rage and fury, and that's because it's a chemical imbalance in Banner that causes the Hulk to feel this rage. So when they give Hulk more emotions besides rage, it kind of defeats the purpose of what the Hulk represents. He's supposed to get stronger for all the pain he feels. It's supposed to counteract that. So when they're saying like, oh, Hulk's scared to come out, he's scared to fight, it's like, well, in the Incredible Hulk, this dude couldn't get over 150 BPM without becoming the Hulk. And in the Avengers, he harnesses that power to become the Hulk whenever he wants. He's always angry. He's always angry. Okay, so if you're always angry, bro, why can't you control the Hulk anymore in Ragnarok? I mean, you're the Hulk for 2 years or whatever, and you had no control over that. And he was being a badass Hulk for 2 years, but we happen to see the one day where he gets slapped up by Thanos, and he's scared to become the Hulk. Like, okay, if that's what you guys want to do, I just think that's really shitty, because the Incredible Hulk. I mean, he was small, and all the promo images, all the posters, Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, small as fuck. You got everybody else is blown up, their faces are blown up. Hulk, he's just running all slow, like little ass picture. I don't know, I don't get it. I think it has something to do with the Universal's rights with the Hulk, so there has to be a percentage of Hulk in the movie and Banner in the movie. There's got to be more Banner than Hulk. I think that's just because Universal has most of the rights to the character, so it's just something they have to deal with. But let's talk about the ending, the snap. That was fire. Now, but it was fire, but it wasn't fire because you undercut it with the Black Panther Spider-Man deaths. I was like, fuck, man. Like, we know Homecoming 2 is happening. We know Black Panther 2 is probably going to happen. It made a lot of fucking money. It just, it counteracts the whole thing. Sure, some people may not understand, like, oh, there's more sequels coming, but it's like, most of us do. Most of us do. And if you don't stay until the after credits, and then it's like, how committed to these movies are you really if you don't know to stay for the end credits? But yeah, Avengers Infinity War, it was pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed it. Like any other film, there's CG issues. Fucking Tony Stark's Iron Man suit, you can tell when he's a floating head and when he's in a practical outfit. That you can kind of tell. Hulkbuster CGI with Banner, that was a little wonky. Other than that, like Chris Pratt, people were pissed at Star-Lord. Oh, it's Star-Lord's fault. Man, leave Star-Lord alone. It wasn't his fault. Doctor Strange, man, he was the highlight of this film for me. Him and probably fucking Gamora. Doctor Strange and Gamora were probably my favorite characters of this film. Never thought I'd say that about an Avengers film. But I'm really glad they focused on Thanos and Gamora's backstory, because Guardians is probably one of my favorite Marvel movies, and when we saw like all the Kree stuff and Nebula, I was really, really happy to see that, and to have this fleshed out even more in this film gets me really excited about the future. I know James Gunn, I don't know, he doesn't care about like timelines, so maybe Guardians 3 will take place prior to Infinity War. Probably not, but since Volume 2 was, you never know, maybe Volume 3 leads into Infinity War. Who fucking knows? What do you guys think of Avengers Infinity War? Comment below in the comment section and make sure you guys like and subscribe.